You are listening to The Beaverton, North America's trusted source of news.
This week on the Beaverton, the leaders of the Freedom Convoy were sentenced to house arrest for the next 18 months, in case any downtown Ottawa residents are wondering where to hold their next evening fireworks and honking party. Danielle Smith denied reports she is promoting the Alberta independence movement in order to blackmail Carney into a pipeline before winking for a full 48 seconds. And Connor McDavid left millions on the table to re-sign with Edmonton and chase a cup. When he heard that, former Leaf Mitch Marner immediately asked his GM if he could have some of the money McDavid left behind. That's right, it's time to make fun of the news once again on the Beaverton Weekly Report. Welcome to the show, everyone. So glad you were tuning in. I'm your host, Luke Gornfield. You will have to forgive my voice being even more nasal than usual, even though it's been summer outside for months. My kids have still brought home all the fall colds, and I've been dodging them left and right, but this week it finally caught up to me. So forgive me for that, but there is so much to talk about, so let's dive right on in. Joining me this week are three of our regular panelists, all of whom I would say are transformative podcast panelists, Nile Seguin, Megan MacKay, and Ian MacIntyre.
I was a little worried when you started with regular panelists and put so much spice on regular. I was like, I think we're pretty special, actually.
Or transformative.
Apparently just the regular ordinary ones.
Whatever, I guess we can all phone it in now, right?
One coffee, one sugar, and all of us just regular.
I was just trying. It was I was lowering expectations before I raised them with the transformative comment.
Sure, yeah,
See, this is what, Luke, this is what happens when you host a podcast. You show weakness. They are all over.
Right at the gate, too.
Yeah, I learned that long ago. There's never been a moment where I was like, oh, right, okay. Anyways, let's dive on in. I want to start with as I was alluding to with that transformative comment, the meeting between Donald Trump and Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney took place this afternoon as we're recording it, yesterday for you guys listening. It was a meeting in the Oval Office, of course, and during which time Carney called Trump a transformative president, which I saw a lot of people immediately there was immediate backlash to from both left and right and everyone in between. And I get it. It reads like sucking up, but I'm going to say it's actually kind of smart because it's a thing that sounds complimentary. And so you get the brownie points with Trump that you need for him to agree to the deals. But actually, it just means you're changing something. It's not necessarily good. You can transform things very badly.
Didn't Carney use the same backhanded insult on him in April?
Yeah, probably.
I think so. I think he said transformative again. I think he's sticking with it.
Yeah, my instant thought was okay, now you're being too cute. He's not dumb, but I guess he is. I was like,
no one ever went broke underestimating Donald Trump's willing to hear praise about himself.
Fair.
Damn. Yeah. So that, and then it was interesting because maybe he was going to do it anyways. I thought was the most interesting thing was Trump immediately turning around and praising Carney, called him a world-class leader and a tough negotiator, which, for a guy who wrote The Art of the Deal is kind of the highest praise you can give. I understand, as you said, Carney saying nice things to Trump to get ahead, nothing newsworthy there. What do you make of Trump being actually pretty praising of Carney?
I mean, hold on. First of all, did he write The Art of the Deal?
No. That's a guy named Tony Schwartz.
Ghost wrote it. But
that was my pause right there. Because I was like, Trump didn't write shit.
We all had the same thought at the same time. He paid someone to write Art of the Deal. But I see your point. I don't know. I think maybe behind the scenes they have a more direct relationship and are able to understand each other because they're both rich guys, They have that rich guy code. Not that there are many world leaders who are not ridiculously wealthy, but I don't know. They both like money a lot.
I just thought it was the classic narcissist love bombing, right? Mm-hmm. You're awesome, you're awesome, you're awesome. Oh my God, I hate you. You've ruined everything. This is not what he's been doing, or
really for his adult life.
Yeah. That's what I said. Yeah,
it's a matter of public record. He does it all the time.
Yeah, I just assumed I was like, oh, okay, we're in the valley now. Okay.
Well, it's interesting because Trump. Sorry, and you go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, he called Carney a world-class leader and a tough negotiator, which I read as, you're too smart and I can't follow anything you're saying, which means I should probably try and look equally as smart.
Well, he almost came out and said that because a reporter asked, if Carney's such a great guy, why isn't there a deal with Canada? And if he's if he's such a world-class leader, why isn't there a deal with Canada? And Trump said, because I want to be great too. So he kind of he laid it out there. He gave away the game a little bit. He's like, I don't want to be one-upped by this fancy banker in a suit.
Are we getting too much truth in the dementia days now? Was Trump sundowning when he said that?
I mean, this was at about 1 p.m., so yeah.
1 p.m. I guess his blood sugar was high because that's the first time in a long time I've heard him directly answer a question like he understood it. Most of the time, we're just on a fucking, rambling that I was going to try to duplicate it. I can't even do the sort of like, when you're, guys, help me out. You know what I'm talking about. Like this, basically, but with more stuff.
I mean, I assume with Trump, it's when anyone other than him is talking, it's Charlie Brown's teacher. It's mom, and then he just continues saying what he wanted to say anyways, as if it's an answer to the question.
That's what I was like, Like, what is it? The sharks and the electric boats. Remember that classic? That thing where he was like...
he was going on about sharks and electric boats.
He was talking about how, like, electric boats... And I don't even know what the question was, but it was not about sharks and electric boats. I think it was about
The question was,
renewables.
why is the government shut down?
Oh, no, this was
These
like...
sharks, these electric boats.
This was in the
They
campaign.
shut down the government.
This was in the campaign days, but he was just went on this rant about like, these boats sink and then you have to choose between being fried or facing the shark, and I would definitely face the shark. He was just on this tangent, this daydream.
The question was about the budget, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, that is what I've come to expect from Trump, and when he doesn't deliver that, when he delivers a direct answer, I'm like, what is this? Who are you?
Okay, wait. Should we all do our Trump impressions now?
I mean, I've done mine.
I've been doing it since episode 1.
I think the cold is helping me. Normally, it's pretty shit, but that one was kind of okay. I think mostly because my entire nasal passage is clogged.
Okay, mine is, hey, I'm Donald Trump. I'm walking here, because he's from New York.
Yes.
That was good. That was good.
Nailed it.
Yeah,
Nailed it.
yeah.
That was disturbing. Like if I didn't see you, I would assume that.
I'm going to 51st. I'm going to Rockefeller Plaza. Let's see the big Christmas tree. Hey, I'm racist.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Mine is just, I am not a crook.
Oh my God.
Trump,
this is
right?
so
That was Trump.
good.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think Ian won that one, guys.
Yeah, no, he gets a point for that.
Thank you.
Well, it did feel like a bit of a throwback to Trump first term, where he was very complimentary in the room, and then got on Twitter and immediately was like, "You piece of shit, Trudeau," and all that shit. And this time around, it so far, and I know we're shockingly not that far into his term, even though it feels like it's been a million years. It feels like he's been a little bit more. I need to dominate in the room, not just online. Like when he had, obviously, Zelensky in the Oval Office and him and J.D. Vance were just like tag teaming, attacking this dude who's their ally. And so it seems like he's been much more directly confrontational, whereas this felt like back to like, we're best buds, we're best buds, we're best buds. Actually, no, go fuck yourself as soon as you leave the room.
Yeah.
But
sorry.
do you think it's because there are different audiences? Like the people who are following him on True Social want to see frothy, crazy Trump, and then people in the room maybe not so much, like I think someone who's tuning in to see how we're handling the Canada situation they're not going to be as responsive to that, posters, what do you even call that? Posters insanity that he has on True Social.
True social mania.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that Carney is Trump's version of a cool guy?
That's so funny.
That is why he doesn't like. You know what I'm saying?
Carney's
It's like
the Fonz,
captain of the
just like
football
that.
team. Like, oh wow, he's a pretty good negotiator.
He's like a rich guy who understands numbers and knows how to wear a suit properly.
like
and
he's the guy.
This guy's the coolest.
He's the guy
His
that
suit
Trump
only
wants
just
to be.
touches his belt. It doesn't even go below his dick.
He gave him a Down with Webster CD, and he's like, "This guy's all right."
My favorite was when Trump was like, "Canada will love us again," spoken just like a man with 3 failed marriages.
Or if not, we'll bury Canada on a golf course.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what Trump did to his first ex-wife. Fun fact.
Yeah, sad.
She was dead too.
She did die first.
Give some credit.
Yeah, he killed her
She was
first.
dead.
Was it first ex-wife or second ex-wife? I forget which.
First.
It was his first. It was the
first,
mother
okay.
of 3 of his kids.
Gerald.
Yeah, Ivana
No, the other one. The other one.
Gerald Trump.
No, let her cook. Let her cook. Gerald.
No, Ivana.
Gustav?
No, Ivanka is married to Jared Kushner.
Yes,
That's where
yes.
that came from.
Yeah.
And then the blonde one, and then there's the other
She's
one.
the blonde one.
No. Where's the boy blonde?
Let's let her
Eric.
rename the kids.
then-
Rename the Trump kids. This is gonna be
You can't get the other one right because it's the easiest one.
It's his name but small.
Yeah, his name but small. Yeah, that's the
I got
cokehead
it.
one.
I love these windows into your brain. That's great.
Gerald Trump.
Just always the thought
Anyways,
process.
Gerald Trump.
I got everyone knew what I meant.
I mean, yeah. Trump was running around wild enough in the 80s. There might be
Gerald.
an illegitimate Gerald out there. For sure. We don't know. Anyways, so the meeting went, I think most people were surprised how cordial and well it went. Yeah, there was some Canada 51st state stuff. I guess we just kind of have to accept that because he's run out of original material. Do we even care about that anymore?
It seems pretty half-hearted at this point.
Yeah.
You know?
I think he's accepted it's a joke now.
Kind of.
I love to play the hits. That's why I'm not allowed to talk about Sully Sullenberger at work anymore. So I get it. We all got a favorite bit. We all go back to that well.
And even if his jokes don't work, he's always got J.D. Vance and Howard Lutnick on the couch laughing at his jokes like the hyenas behind Scar if one of the hyenas fucked couches.
Yeah.
The morning zoo crew.
Yes, exactly.
Wait, the hyenas didn't fuck couches? What was I watching?
In my deleted cut, yeah.
I will say, though, I'm a little nervous about us. It's so classic Trump. We're like, oh, I guess he's over the 51st state. No.
Yeah,
he is that slasher monster where it's like, oh, phew, that's over. No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, it's just a week later. There's troops amassing on the
100%.
Niagara Falls or the Niagara
What's the
River.
over-under?
But, so as cordial as it went, as happy as everyone seemed to be in the room and positive vibes all around, no deal announced, which, I don't think a ton of people were expecting a deal, but there was always a chance they'd worked out one in advance and they were just going to announce it on the day.
Advance. Worked out.
That is how these things used to go, is the team would work out a deal and then the leaders would show up for the signing ceremony. And I know, this is politics
Look at
back
this
in like
guy
the late
living in the
90s.
2020s.
His name's not A.D. Vance. It's J.D.
I
Vance.
listened to one politics podcast that's like ex-Obama staffers talking about Pod Save the World, where they talk about how they used to spend so much time working on these summits ahead of time and everything was negotiated in advance. And they watch the summits now and it's just like, they just show up and shoot the shit. There's nothing. Like these used to represent months of work.
Yeah, and now they're just like, we'll wing it on the day. Let's improv this thing.
All right, can we get a suggestion? Yeah, zip zap zap, guys.
Or all the deals were signed during his campaign, so there's nothing to negotiate now. It's like all these backroom deals. We'll get this, right? Sure, yeah.
Oh, like the guy who
What?
took the Kava bag, $500,000 or whatever, to negotiate for ICE funding.
Yeah, I was only 50.
Tom Holman?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
okay.
50,000.
He sold it for 50? I almost have more respect for him when I mistake it for 500,000.
That is a
Jeez.
low
I think that's why that's not a bigger scandal. People are like, I'm pretty sure it's only 50. Maybe it's 500. I swore I saw 50.
No, I think you're
If
right.
it's 50, it's just like people are like, I mean, in Trump world, what is that?
100%,
That's
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's finding $20 on the sidewalk and not looking for the owner. Who gives a
wears-
shit.
Yeah, that's
wears
finding
it down.
$50 in a couch JD Vance had his way with.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I won't let
Go
that
for
go.
a third. Go for a third.
It's
Go for
when we least expect it.
the triple. Triple.
So no deal. Again, as we've talked about previously on this podcast, every other major trading partner except for China has managed to strike a deal with Trump, erratic and Trumpian as he is. Why do you think Canada's, kind of the only country that can't seem to work out a deal with the U.S.?
Because we're just too fucking cool. We're just that tough.
I mean, the deal with China is only. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if my information's from August, but like their tariffs are only 5% lower than ours, right?
Sorry, China's?
Yeah, China's got.
I think it depends
30%?
on the material.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, in Canada, to give full disclosure, Canada still has the free trade agreement that covers a vast majority of what we trade. The industries that are getting
forgot we
screwed
had
by
free
these
trade.
tariffs are steel, cars.
Right.
I believe. I mean, softwood lumber has been a dispute since even before Trump. Et cetera, et cetera. So like, there's very high tariffs on certain industries.
I mean, I was gonna say, like, we did negotiate it. We negotiated Kuzma. We have a deal. He's just decided he doesn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
And like that kind of leads me to conclude, like, how meaningful is a deal with Trump if he's willing to like renege and walk back whenever? Like, it doesn't really matter that we haven't been able to strike a deal, because I realize there are industries that are getting their necks wrung right now. But like, he's not going to stick to it. If he changes his mind, it's like the wind. One day he's going to be like, let's do it. Let's talk again.
This is a very good point.
And I also think the
Yeah.
hard thing is, like, other countries have looked at it like, okay, we'll just give him a bribe or we'll give him an easy win and we can just kind of forget about all of this. Because like you said, the deals mean nothing. But with Canada, so many of our industries are linked to him that it's almost like we don't want him paying a ton of attention to this.
Can we just give him a gold plane? Why are we still trying to play the game? Come on, man.
We'll just gold plate an Avro Arrow or a Seeking helicopter and give it to him.
Let's get dirty. Let's just get dirty and peel this Band-Aid.
The postscript on that Heritage Minute will be so great. Although the government canceled the project, and then we gave one to Trump. All right.
He loved it.
And then he left us alone.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that's what Europe did. Europe fully was like, we'll pay a 15 to 20% tax just to get some peace and quiet over here.
I think
it was
that's
fully
his
like,
game,
we are
right?
willing to pay you money to just not have to deal with you anymore, because we know that, this actually doesn't represent as huge a percentage of our economy as obviously internal EU trade with China, et cetera, et cetera. So,
and again, don't forget the tax is actually paid by the American citizens.
Yes.
They are playing themselves.
For sure. But so like they were willing to pay that. Canada, I think funnily enough, because of our dependence on the U.S., can't negotiate a bad deal. And that's kind of in the rock and the hard place Carney is in, where we need a deal because we're so dependent on the U.S., but because we're so dependent on the U.S., we can't sign a shitty deal like Europe and Japan and Australia, I believe Australia, all signed. And so it's such a weird thing where this is going to drag on and on until we get a fair deal. And I want to say at some point, Trump will look at the U.S. economy that is clearly in a recession other than the stock market. Every part of the economy is in a recession other than the stock market, which is being boosted by an AI bubble.
That's the only part of the stock market doing well right now.
And so, I want to say at some point, the reality of what the tariffs are doing will hit home, and Trump or someone sane, as if that exists in his cabinet, will want to make a better deal. But I just think Trump's in Trump land, and reality doesn't reach there anymore.
But that is where Carney is trying to make Trump's dementia work for us.
Love it.
Because if he goes like industry by industry making these like weird little deals, Trump can't remember that shit. He's forgotten it the second it's out of his ear.
This is a very good point. Let's get boring.
Let's get boring. Exactly.
Let's get boring.
Yes.
Weaponized boredom.
We got
The Mark Carney story.
If there was a man to do it.
Exactly.
Oh, they don't even know who they're fucking with.
This is gray on beige, man.
You merely adopted the boredom. I was born into it.
Yeah, Mark Carney is 50 Shades of Grey, but just the actual color.
Also, he fucks. No.
No, that's JD Vance with the couch. Boom, the triple.
There it is. There it is.
Thank you so much for listening, everybody. Support us on Patreon.
I regret all of this.
Is there more? We got to close on a high note, guys. We can't follow that.
Yeah, shockingly, it's not a 15-minute episode this week. I was planning on talking about more things. Quickly, I want to talk about the Poilievre side of things, because right before the meeting, a couple days before actually, he sent Carney what I think everyone would acknowledge is a pretty scathing letter, blasting Carney for as he would probably put it, lying to Canadians in the election about the victory he was going to deliver, and then caving as soon as he was in office. So he said, "You promised elbows up, but then caved on dollar-for-dollar counter tariffs, the digital services tax, and more, while winning nothing in return for Canada. No more losing. It's time for you to deliver the promised wins."
No more losing from Pierre Poilievre? From the guy who lost his own super safe riding?
Thanks so much for listening, everybody.
Wow, Pierre, them's some real fighting words right there.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it's a bold claim from a guy, it's it's
a guy who had to go win like the wiffle t-ball equivalent of a riding just to get allowed into Parliament.
Holy shit.
Jesus.
Hey, but he did almost as well as the completely unknown MP who came before him, so it was a win. Thank you very much.
Hey, it counts. A rigged win still counts as a win.
Yeah, that's what my dad always taught me before he bribed the umps.
A win in the NHL is the same as a win in Timbits hockey. It's the same thing.
game.
A win
Same
is
game.
a win.
He won a Timbits riding. That's it. They went for pizza afterwards.
A little milk. A little milk. The Conservatives love milk.
Stay down, Pierre.
And then after the meeting, when, as I mentioned, there was no deal immediately announced, he immediately put out a post, of course, saying, "Still no deal, still no victory." I'd say he's sacrificing Canada's negotiating position to help himself politically, but I don't think this helps him politically, because anyone who isn't a already conservative voter, this is the kind of thing that pisses people off and makes him unlikable and lose a 28-point lead in the polls or whatever the hell it was. Mm-hmm. So is it just that he can't help himself, that he has to always be this shitty, poke you in the eye, battering ram leader of the opposition? Or is there some strategy at play here that I'm not seeing?
I mean, I have a mean girl theory. It's not nice. It's not nice.
Who cares?
I think.
I want to hear about his burn book. Go for it.
So stoked.
I think we need to stop electing people who really want to be famous but are straight up too uggo to make it in Hollywood. Like, I know it's an observation that has been made before.
Politics
right?
is Hollywood.
Yes.
Hollywood for ugly people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's Pierre. And honestly, like, I don't feel good saying this. I feel like he's an LA3. I don't think he's high up there, and it makes me feel bad to say it. But if getting him out of politics, the cost of that is getting him a quick upper-lower blef, like, I'll pay for it. I'll get him that surgery.
I need that stepped out. How does that work?
I would need to know what that is.
Yeah.
It's like eyelid surgery. It makes your eyes look wider.
Oh, so he wouldn't have those weird tiny eyes?
Yeah, that was really mean of me to say, but also like, come on, man. Like, be famous doing anything else. Literally anything else. You don't need to do this, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if he does not win the next election and he is finally bounced from conservative leadership, yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's going to pursue a career as an influencer. He's not going to be one of those former politicians who's like, and now I work at a law firm. Like, he's going to be like, and now I'm going to be the Charlie Kirk of Canada.
Whoops. Hey, hold on. Oh, hey, how about
was that a threat?
The alive Charlie Kirk of Canada.
Hold on, Ben Shapiro. Pick the other one. Ben Shapiro, the Ben Shapiro of Canada. No, and that, look.
Also, Ezra Levant is the Charlie Kirk of Canada because his career has been dead for years.
Ooh, get him. Got him. Yeah, that's my take on it. And it's not nice, and I don't care.
No, I mean, that's totally fair. I think there is a desperation to Poilievre that just kind of is ever growing, especially since he lost the election. But even since Carney came on the scene and the polls switched around, where he's just clawing desperately to like turn back time and make it, 2023 and the polls are all in his favor and blah, 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 2024, whatever it was. And he can't do it. And so he keeps trying to hit like a knockout blow in a circumstance where he has no chance of hitting a knockout blow. And there is no knockout to be hit. Like, even if he owns Carney and owns the Libs and has these amazing viral question period moments, like, there is no election. There will not be an election for several years unless things dramatically change.
The problem for Poilievre is, like, remember that thing where he was interviewing the guy was interviewing him, he was eating a fucking apple?
Yeah. And he alpha dogged him pretty hard.
Eating that apple.
That's
I was disturbed.
The bar for Alpha Dog.
I was disturbed. I was watching it. I was like, oh no, he got him pretty good. This isn't like, I was like, oh no, he's going to win.
The problem is, though, is that's not just a strategy for Poilievre. He loves it.
Yes.
He loves feeling smug. He's so addicted to it. And he doesn't want to win any way other than that.
Yeah.
Like, he can't picture doing it. And he's going to self-defeat every single time because he can't stop.
Yeah. I mean, that was the one moment where I was like, oh, that was actually, he played that pretty well. Everything else, I'm always like, I'm kind of impressed that he's gotten this far being this bad. Because he can't pivot. He doesn't it's always the one note that he's not great at.
I mean, he got popular in the dying days of the Trudeau administration. It was a long-serving, increasingly unpopular leader, and
But how did he even get there? How did he even get in the door?
Isn't he Harper's protege?
He was one of them. I mean, there were others, but he was definitely the one who was a pit bull. He was an attack dog, and he went and I know what you're saying about don't mention, but he followed the influencer model of politics.
Sure.
He was like, I'm watching your Charlie Kirks, your Ben Shapiro's, and what do they go viral for? They own the Libs.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to put out videos and content where I own the Libs, and sometimes it's question period, and it's an actual Liberal MP or cabinet member or the Prime Minister, and sometimes it's just debating a random reporter who just asked a pretty standard question.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean by that? It's whatever the circumstances is I'm following that model, only I'm also a politician. And I think in a world where, 20, 30% of the country just hated Trudeau so much, that's exactly what they want. They don't want someone who's like, well, I respect Trudeau as a person, but I just frankly disagree with him the way Erin O'Toole was, or Andrew Scheer even a little bit. They wanted someone who was like, I hate that guy. He's the worst. Vote for me and I'll make him suffer. Because it's not about beating him, it's about making him suffer.
Yes.
Good times.
I just wish
that was a slogan, I think, right? That was one of the many slogans. It's not about beating him,
It
it's
didn't
about making him
rhyme,
suffer.
but it was one of his,
Well, that quote's like, a win isn't a win unless it's a total win or whatever that bullshit, I think it's from some TV show or movie where it's you got it.
It's from Timbits Hockey.
Yes, thank you. Success is when preparation is a win isn't a win unless it's a win.
Yeah.
But it's for a lot of conservatives at this point in the U.S. and in Canada, a win isn't a win unless you get endless memes and gifs of liberal tears. That's what the win is. The win isn't, I see my policies being enacted. The win is the other side is crying, and that makes me happy.
I mean, he'd need policies for that.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish the bar for conservative masculinity wasn't being annoying while eating an apple. That should not be the apex of the coolest guy. That's really bad.
That was it.
Yeah, a Matt Damon clip from 30 years ago is our bar for conservative masculinity in 2025.
Yes.
They gotta have somebody. They gotta have somebody else. Come on.
Well, let's pivot topics a little bit. I want to talk about two pretty big stories that are coming up out of Alberta. The first is really more of a national one, but it's driven by Alberta, which is that Danielle Smith is trying to ratchet up the pressure on Carney to get a pipeline built. Last Wednesday, right after our episode dropped, annoying timing, Danielle, she announced Alberta's plans to build a new oil pipeline to northwestern BC.
And then BC announced, no.
I was getting to that.
Spoilers.
And then they also announced they are investing in the world of oil and gas, a truly comical amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much money they're investing in this pipeline that they want to build?
I would say more than $12, but less than $3 billion?
Yes.
$1.
I'm going to bet 99 cents. 99 cents. Is that how it works?
well
The prices
done.
were, I vaguely remember.
Yeah, you're
$50 billion. All right,
Wait,
let's make this fun.
14 million, which, don't get me wrong, is a fuck ton of money. In the world of oil and gas, that buys you like a quarter panel on the side of a shed in a tanker situation that is next to where the actual pipeline is built.
Yeah.
Like, it is nothing in this world. And so them putting up $14 million is like the equivalent of being like, I want to play poker. Here's my $1 chip. Like, that's all it is. So they push their $1 chip into the middle. And there are no private companies, and so officially attached the way there were with previous pipelines. Smith has said private companies will come on board once Canada signals it is ready to do business. And also, as Ian alluded to, both BC and the relevant Indigenous rights holders have immediately said no. So do you think Danielle Smith actually wants this? Is she just trying to triangulate politically to make Carney look bad? I'm asking you to speculate, I guess, on what is Danielle Smith doing here?
Can we just replay all the stuff we just said about Polyev being an influencer and content creator and shit disturber and just like replace Danielle Smith into it?
But she is in power. She is the leader of the province. She's not just trying to get clicks and views. Or
No,
she
she
shouldn't
is.
be.
That's all she's trying to do.
To what end, though? I get Polyev's end, but what's Danielle Smith's end? You've got as far
Followers,
as you're
bro.
going to go.
Followers.
She's got a hell of an MLM going out there in Alberta.
That's what it's all about.
It is so interesting that
Clout.
Control your
Yes.
downline.
Clout.
their strategies are identical, and it is hitting for her, and it is just whiffing for him, and it is so interesting to watch because I've asked that too. Like, what is she doing differently, other than being in Alberta, which is very convenient if you're of that mind, right? Yeah, I don't know. Carney kind of skirted the question when he was campaigning, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to put a pipeline somewhere that people do not want at some point.
What if he arcs it?
do
over.
a sky pipeline?
Yeah. Just
Sky
get
bar.
up there.
A sky pipeline.
35,000 feet. So the planes would have to you want your head
Sure.
on a swivel for sure.
Yeah.
But like just
Wait,
boom.
30,000 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I heard
the best
that.
part is
So we're
you
in
can
low
just-
orbit.
Yeah. Let me finish. So, and then you just have it. You don't even have to pay to bring it down because that's
Yeah.
gravity, buddy.
That's
So
true.
it just shoots out.
Yeah.
It comes down in ice blocks. Boom, right on the boat.
And it's a job creator because you have people at the bottom with buckets holding them.
Yeah.
Catching the oil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they're
Yeah.
catching me.
So
Yes, in the bucket.
Coming down from 30,000 feet.
yeah.
There's a terminal velocity. You can't go that fast. It's falling. My gravity
Read a
has a
book,
speed.
Luke.
Double
Yes.
your money and put a roller coaster on top of it.
Hey,
Ah,
yeah.
right?
Oh, finally a reason to go to Alberta. That's great. I'm not nice today. I'm ready.
Just take it, swing, haymakers left,
I was
right.
okay with the Mean Girl, but that one was a bit of a submarine.
That one hurt.
A bit of a take him out at the knees. Jesus, sorry guys.
To your point, though, about like Carney eventually building a pipeline, that kind of is the ultimate problem. Is like for us to really decouple our economy from the United States, at some point we're gonna have to build a fucking pipeline. And Carney came in implying that he was like the deal-making wizard who would figure out how to get everyone to agree with it. And it turned out his deal-making was do this thing I want. And people are like, no. He's like, I am out of ideas. This always worked at the bank.
I mean, my assumption is going to be, yeah, you're right. But my assumption is going to be there's going to be a kind of like very weak middle option, which is a different way to transport oil that isn't a pipeline. I mean, like that's got to be the solution here.
just
is we
pitched.
build
Like a slip and slide? Or?
Hello? Like,
Are you heap eating me? What's happening?
You pitched a pipeline in the sky.
Nailed
not
it.
That's like a double pipeline.
pitch
We
Fine.
pitched extra pipeline.
Okay.
yes, oil from heaven.
Idea 2, catapults.
Hold
we just
on.
like crank one back, just put a tanker, boom, boom. They're aerodynamic, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then
Oh,
just
wow.
sails through the sky,
Yeah.
blooksh, into the water.
I see no problems with this.
No, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's
Hello.
fine. You just have to do the math, and you have to decide: do you want
you know
a
what?
catapult or trebuchet?
Now that we're freestyling, I'm like, why is this taking so long?
yeah.
I have solved it twice
ridiculous.
in what, 5 minutes?
Yes.
Canada's oil
Fucking
catapult.
bullshit,
I'm down
Harvard.
for this.
That is public school in action. Let's fund our schools, guys.
Could
'cause
also
this
be
is
a
the product
ride.
right here.
Yeah.
Sitting here. Also could be a ride.
Could
yeah.
be a ride. Yeah.
So here's where I'll step in and say, I genuinely don't think. I'm going to keep it going. I will
Luke
be
with the
this
most
guy.
patient adult voice ever. This man truly does have kids.
Guys, you're not going to get any tablet time if we keep going like this.
No, my Roblox.
But I solved it.
No, I'm just trying to bring us back to Danielle Smith a little bit, which is I will disagree ever so slightly that I think she's just in it for the right wing influencer stuff, because I genuinely think she wants the win of actually getting something done, or she wants the win of making Albertans so mad that they separate. And I don't think
disagree.
that's likely.
I don't think she wants that.
You don't think at
she
this
wants-
point she's a little bit like clearly.
I think she wants them so mad that they want to separate all the time, and they keep her in power, and then she just kind of cruises along.
Yeah, it's
That's chess
a
right there.
useful tool. As
Yeah,
soon as
yeah.
they actually separate, it's no longer a tool in the toolbox. Right?
And then it's a whole bunch of fucking work
Yes.
to start another country.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That will still be landlocked.
Yeah.
That will still have the fundamental problem of we don't have tidewater to get our oil to. And also now there's an international border dividing us from anywhere else.
Against a
Not
country.
enough catapults.
Yeah.
Also.
Then they want them catapults again.
But everyone knows the best catapult wood is in Quebec. So now they're screwed
true.
from that front.
Think of the passports, though. I don't know,
It's so greasy all the time.
Covered in oil.
Covered in oil, nasty. What? That's how they stamp them. They dip them in a big tank.
Instead of photos of like Terry Fox and stuff, it's just oil splotches.
Yeah, we photoshopped out Terry Fox and replaced him with oil. That's what we did.
Yeah, instead of blackout ink over Canada, they blackout oiled it and then just it like finger painted in the oil Alberta.
If only
Nice.
Terry Fox had been transporting oil across Canada, that would have gotten there.
He would have
Wait,
gone
no, he didn't
so much slower.
He also did not. Sorry, we respect Terry Fox. He did not finish though. He didn't get to the other side.
Yeah, you're
Right?
right.
Oh, and you were actually
just
like
for the
crazy to my curve thing, and you are besmirching Terry Fox.
He didn't. Sorry,
for
Terry
everyone's
Fox,
favorite-
Canadian hero.
This has been the
Canada's
last
favorite
episode of the
son.
Beaverton
Respect,
Weekly
respect,
Report.
respect. He didn't finish though.
Meg
and it's fine. It's okay. He was sick.
But
he
Meg,
was sick.
when Meg said he didn't finish, she actually saluted.
Yes, because I respect Terry Fox. I think what he did was beautiful, and I think it was very special. And I know he was sick, and I have a lot of reverence for Terry Fox. It is an
Meg
objective
can
truth.
feel
that
the
he didn't-
cancellation coming.
He didn't finish.
Self-preservation's coming in. There's no way we can cut this clip, Meg.
Put it on socials. I'm ready.
We're somehow getting angry comments already. The episode's not even
gone back
posted. We
through
don't do this
time.
live.
Okay that he didn't finish, but he didn't finish.
Wow, really
okay,
locked on that. Really focused on that's the one thing he did. Some of us like to think he started, Meg.
If you think Charlie Kirk's fans were coming for me,
I'll take that heat. Come find me on Blue Sky. Let's talk.
oh man. Okay. And to the point about the threat of separation as opposed to actual separation, Danielle Smith did immediately kind of lend credence to what you were saying, Ian and Megan, because she came out today and said at a press conference, she said, you can't have Canada without a pipeline. That was actually an editorial she wrote. And then today at a press conference, she basically not so subtly said, Trudeau created Alberta independence. It's not my fault. Trudeau created it. And Carney can fix it if we get a deal by, I think she said, a certain date. Implying, like, Carney can...
Was her speech written with letters cut out of magazines?
Yeah, sort of.
It was
Wrapped around a brick thrown through the window?
Delivered like with one of those like kidnapper voice modulators.
Yeah, like in Scream.
Fart Carney can fix this.
Deliver
I was about to call him Farty. But you hate Terry Fox, so calm down.
I don't hate him. I said I respect
Besmirch.
I respect the troops.
Besmirch.
I almost said Harry Potter. I don't respect Harry Potter. Terry Fox is who I was
You
thinking
don't
of.
respect Harry Potter.
No,
Oh
'cause
my
he's
God, you're so good.
I mean, none of us do.
None of
That's
us.
fair.
Not at
To be
this
fair, I
point.
don't think he's real.
I don't respect any
You don't think
fictional
he's...
characters. Take that, fictional.
Stay
Take
down.
that, all you
Stay
fictional
down.
characters. Name one. I don't respect it.
I will not salute.
Eat shit, Peppa Pig. Fuck you. Yeah.
Oh, that's too far.
Okay. What? I can't. Megan can't get a win today. Megan the hater is not doing well on the podcast. New character. Gotta get rid of him.
I will say her comments in that letter or that speech or whatever really reminded me of the thing Scott Moe, the Saskatchewan premier, said last week of like, there is no BC coast, it's Canada's coast, without leaving out the part of like, it's just Alberta oil.
Yeah.
That's all that's going to get shipped. There is no Canadian oil. We're not sharing the Alberta oil money or anything like that.
Well, it's so great that he said that because that is something that were you to flip it around on them, they would lose their mind. Like, oh, there's no Saskatchewan potash. There's only Canadian potash. It's like, no! Like, that's ours. Get the fuck away.
It's just such self-serving horseshit, especially considering that if the oil pipeline ruptured, Alberta will not be paying any of their Alberta money to fix it.
No. No, they would not. But, truth. Yeah, I think so. That's where we are now. And I think clearly as hilariously little investment as Alberta has put into this pipeline, even, again, no company has signed on. There is not a clear market need for this pipeline as of now. Yes, we can all say, oh, well, there's trillions of dollars lying in the ground. We got to get it to market. We got to benefit from this. As of right now, there is not a private. So unless we're going to have a socialized oil and gas pipeline, there is no way to do this. But that might be the one kind of socialism people in Alberta would like, I guess.
No, I think they would like it a lot more if all the profits went to resource extraction companies, because that was the deal.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that powers Danielle Smith's entire political career is just finding money for resource extraction.
Yeah, what real estate developers are to Doug Ford, Suncor
exactly.
and Imperial and everything are to Danielle Smith, for sure. But Alberta does have another issue to worry about, which is that their schools are closed right now because as of Monday, 51,000 teachers walked off the job. It's the first province-wide teacher strike in Alberta's history. 750,000 public and Catholic school students are affected. The government responded with a lockout notice locking out the teachers, which seems a little bit like, you can't quit, I fire you logic, but whatever.
They're like, yeah, we're already out here. Right?
They also posted an online toolkit for students who are now forced to stay at home, which, surprise, surprise, was filled with like American right-wing educational sources.
Yeah, it's the All Child's Left Behind program that they developed in the States.
Yeah, it's all from PragerU and
developed by Linda McMahon.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, Triple H makes an appearance. He teaches physics.
But not letters?
No, he only knew one. No.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
And then
although Triple H kind of sounds like an algebra problem. Anyway, continue.
H cubed.
Yeah.
H times H times H.
Yeah, that was too fancy for Degeneration X in the late 90s. Sorry to tell you.
Also sounds like an algebra problem, but all right.
As soon as we get into PEMDAS, BEDMAS, whatever, the internet's going to freak their bean. They cannot stand. People do not understand. Sorry, this is another tangent. People don't understand the order of operations. They get really upset about it. If we want to clickbait, let's do it. Let's post a PEDMAS, BEDMAS, whatever thing to the account, and let's do it. People will comment. It'll do numbers, Luke. This is my pitch. I'm pitching live.
We're
what do you
pivoting
think?
our comment.
I've never once just done clickbait on the Beaverton, but sure, we'll do a PEDMAS thing.
Yes, we've never done that.
I mean, we've written articles that we knew people would get mad at. I wouldn't say we did pure clickbait.
Too much integrity for that.
Every click a blessing.
Okay. Also, no one reacted as strong as they should have to freak their bean.
To be fair, that was rapid fire. There was a lot to react to.
Miles past it before I even registered
Spammed
it.
us. I was like, wait, what was the third thing? I guess we've moved on.
Guys, this is just what it's like to be alive for me, okay? Let's just...
How is Meg the bad boy of the Beaverton podcast?
I don't know. I've never done it. I'm scared.
The details of the dispute are that...
Oh, right, the podcast.
That's right.
Teachers say the government's offer is not keeping up with inflation for salaries. Also, and most importantly, they are just not hiring enough teachers. So class sizes are just out of control. Alberta's population has obviously grown quite a bit in the last few years. But I also feel like this might be Danielle Smith's dream. She gets to fight a union and promote right-wing homeschooling. I feel like this strike is like Danielle, like other than, as you said, like just delivering trillions of dollars to the oil and gas industry. Like I feel like this is her number one favorite thing in all the world. But what do you guys think about it?
I think she's gonna feel good until her constituents realize that they have to spend all that time with their kids, and then it's gonna be less popular by the day. That's gonna be a problem for them. So.
Well, I definitely think with the population growing, remember Alberta had that whole campaign a few years ago that was like, please move from Ontario to Alberta. Alberta is calling. But apparently Alberta is not building enough infrastructure for all of the people that were coming at all.
Like they didn't know that was going to work.
To be fair, and that wasn't on the poster. They didn't promise that. They just said Alberta's calling. So that's
true. The posters were all like camping in Banff and stuff. There was no like class sizes with less than 40 kids.
Yeah, Alberta is calling BYO school.
Yep, 100%.
Guys, they're just calling. They're not offering a ring. So like, don't get too committed. All right, it's just a phone call.
Yeah, Alberta is just texting late night, like you up.
Yeah, get a you up from Alberta. That's great. Hey, Edmonton. I am up. What do you want?
Edmonton's in Alberta.
Edmonton is Alberta.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. This is Edmonton talking to me,
yes,
Toronto?
To me.
Sorry. Got it.
Yeah.
Follow the act out.
I thought this was Alberta talking to Edmonton.
And it would go a little something like that.
I'm sorry. Didn't mean
We
to step
take
on
you
the
there.
bed. My bad.
That's fine.
Apparently, one other reason that the teachers are striking too is because they're the ones being forced to enact all this like culture war horse shit,
Yeah, of course.
like trans bans and book bans and all this kind of stuff. And they're like, we don't want that. We're actual educators who understand how things work, and that's bad.
Well, and they're going to be paid less every year to do it because their raises are not even keeping pace with inflation at this point. So why would you do that? So like, unless you believe in the indoctrination process and all of these things that they're trying to teach kids, I don't know why you would say, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, but even if you do believe in all that, it's like, as Ian said, it's like, there's a certain point, it's like, I love hockey, but unless you're going to pay me for my time to coach the hockey team, I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? So it's like, even if I love being a transphobic piece of shit, unless you're going to pay me a little extra for all the book bans and stuff.
I don't just do it for the love of the game.
I was about to say, I feel like some of them do.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, there's some. J.K. Rowling obviously doesn't need
Sure.
the transphobic money, but she has it. Sorry.
She's self-funded.
Yeah, it's true. She created the transphobic industry, to be fair. She's like the Irving Oil funding all of New Brunswick.
Oh, that's dark.
I also heard one funny thing about this, though, like with all that whole the information for parents to teach their kids at home, they're trying to get parents to start doing homeschooling.
Yep.
But then the trick is you have to register as a homeschooled student now. You lose your spot in the school that doesn't have enough space. And they're like, ha, tricked you. That's one down. So your kid can't go back after this strike ends.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
if you commit to homeschooling and you're not just like, we'll do the temporary stuff, you could very potentially lose your spot, especially if you're in like a big city like Calgary or Edmonton. Like you will almost certainly lose your spot because there's just, like, as Ian said, like they just have not built schools really at all, which is insane because it's like, you knew this was coming. You have so much money, and you just won't do it. But it's whatever. But that's your choice. But it's also like, yeah, and then of course you're going to get a strike. And I feel like the way you knew that the Alberta government kind of secretly wanted this is that they were so prepared immediately with all the, okay, we're on strike, do this, this, and that. Here's the system. Here's how it'll work while we're on strike and whatever. And they weren't prepared enough or didn't want to even have a counteroffer ready when their other offer was rejected and the union came back to them. They were just like, oh shit, okay, well, all right. And it was just like, and it's been a few days, and as far as I know, there's been no further negotiations. Now, a lot of times that's what people say, and then behind closed doors they are negotiating, and so all of a sudden a deal that looked like it was miles apart gets done in 20 minutes, but secretly it was just being worked out the whole time. Maybe that's happening, and for the sake of Alberta students, I hope that is what's happening. But as of right now, it seems like the province is very content to settle in for just a long, drawn-out strike where they get to, as we just said, like really push homeschooling because that's what, especially like Danielle Smith is a very big homeschooling proponent.
Really?
So, oh yeah, when she had a radio show, she was big into it. Anti-vaxxing and homeschooling, which often go very hand in hand, obviously.
Was she homeschooled?
So, I don't know if she was homeschooled.
I was homeschooled and I majored in anti-vax.
Wow. It's good. It's a twofer.
And minored in chemtrails, yes.
Yeah.
I believe in chemtrails, but I think they're dumping good stuff on us.
Just like hearts and kisses.
Yeah, just like little cuddles and teddy bears and stuff like that.
Magical sparklies.
It's just cotton candy coming out of them. It falls to the earth.
That's how we got it.
Yay!
No one knows how we make cotton candy.
That's true. It's a mystery.
Yeah.
Comes out of the the freaking barrel, and you're like, how the heck what this clown's magic for real?
We don't have that kind of technology to floss candy.
Unbelievable.
So So I think that's where, Alberta is. Yes, again, I'm going to bring it back. I have one job on this podcast, and that's to bring it back.
We were all pretty locked in for that one, though. We were
good.
pretty
That
close.
was
We
good.
stayed close to the
I'm
trail.
the one who took us on the tangent with the candy. Cotton candy, excuse me. I'm starting to call it cotton candy floss because that's what they call it in the UK, and I forgot the real word for it. Anyways, back to the situation. So there's no resolution on the horizon as of now. I think that the best we can hope for is that Danielle Smith kind of is so focused on the pipeline, as we said, right-wing influencer wanting to challenge Carney thing, that she doesn't want this distraction. Because if you're going to hold Alberta out as she is, as the example that the rest of Canada needs to follow, it would help if you have a functioning educational system. and I think she is at least competent enough to realize that like, we can't be like, see, do like us, follow our lead, give us that pipeline or we'll leave, while simultaneously thousands and thousands of students are being taught nothing except for what Dennis Prager came up with in a fever dream one night.
Mm-hmm.
He was lucid. Excuse me. There was no fever.
Excuse the hell out of you. He was clocked in when he made up that crazy shit.
Don't try to blame his genius on illness.
He was disturbingly lucid when he came up with that video about how some slavery wasn't so bad, which is a real video, Prager, you put out a couple weeks ago.
It was an adorable cartoon.
Yeah. The animation wasn't bad. That sucks. Probably some good animators will put out of work and are being reduced to doing Prager.
It was all AI.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if they used real animators.
Yeah.
Animators.
Yeah, that's probably true. Fuck. Well, before we move on to our big closer, a quick message to you, the listener. First of all, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. If you haven't already, feel free to jump on your app of choice, leave us 5 stars, leave a review, tell us who you think had the best Trump impression. It was probably Megan, but you can tell us. Also, tell a friend, share our clips, post about the show on social media. Anything would help so much. We appreciate it. We want to grow this podcast to be the biggest and best thing it can be, and that really, we can only do so much. We put this in your hands a little bit. So again, thank you for checking us out. If you are inclined to support us monetarily, you can do so at patreon.com/thebeaverton. Not only will we be keeping the podcast alive, you'll be keeping our wonderful website alive. You'll be helping us pay our wonderful, constantly hungry writers. And in exchange, we will give you not only some behind-the-scenes content, you'll get to vote on stuff, on how we do things, and weigh in on some of the subjects we're covering. We'll also give you every week an extended cut episode of this podcast where we cover a story or two that didn't make the main part of the episode. This week, we dive into the truly terrifying residential school denialism movement we have seen over the last week and comment on what that means for Canadian politics going forward. Other weeks, it's a lot more goofy than that, but this week, we take the news as we get them, and this week, that's what it was. And if you are a Patreon member listening to this, thank you so much. We are so grateful. You are the reason we get to do this show, the reason we get to keep making the website. As funny as it is, we truly appreciate it. And now, it is time for the approximately 10-minute long quiz.
It's the approximately 10-minute long quiz, brought to you by Time.
Every week, I ask our panel to play the approximately 10-minute long quiz where I put their knowledge of some less widely reported news stories to the test. So, panel, our first question. A BC community is up in arms after Facebook scammers sold, but failed to deliver, a beloved seasonal product. What product do you think it is?
Pumpkin spice hemp.
I think I know the actual answer.
Please.
I think it's the 12-foot skeletons. I think, no, because I guys, you do not understand. Everyone's laughing. I am dead serious.
Is the fact that the person who knows the right answer is laughing give away that maybe you're not that serious?
I want to see where this is going.
I am dead. There are communities on Facebook dedicated to these skeletons. People are obsessed with them. I covet the 12-foot skeleton, and if I ordered one and then I didn't get it, I would find that person and I would kill them with a gun. I would be so mad. So I feel like it might be that. I'm getting vibes that maybe that hunch was wrong, though.
You know what? It might be wrong. Although I do, having seen, there's some neighbors of mine that have like a rooftop terrace and they put one on that.
That's
and it's
too
fucking
tall.
amazing.
That's too tall.
But
I'm
it's
obsessed
scary
with
as
it.
shit. It's great. I go for a lot of late night walks and usually I'm staring down at the ground because there's a lot of skunks and I'm like looking for the skunks. I nearly stepped on one a couple weeks ago. It's haunting me. And then so I was looking for the skunk?
Skunk?
Yeah, I nearly stepped on a skunk. But
lived,
the idea that it's going to come at me.
It's a sack, not the dead
I thought it was
right.
Yeah.
And then I looked up and saw a fucking skeleton. I was like, God damn it! This is like early September, so I was like, it's way too early for this shit.
You're never walking alone.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
As the Liverpool fight song teaches us, we never walk alone.
I mean, that's the hope. But yeah,
Does anyone want to hazard a guess at the real answer? Other than it's not 12-foot skeletons, I guess I have to reveal that.
I got nothing.
Girl Guide cookies. People were offering Girl Guide cookies, which I thought was odd because it's one of those, like, of course it was a post being like, my daughter's troop is selling Girl Guide cookies, and it's like, one of those things where it was like, I totally get why people fell for it, but don't get me wrong. But I thought the only reason to buy those cookies was because there's a cute kid asking and you don't have the heart to say no.
Oh, no.
It's like, that's why we buy those cookies, right?
People are psycho about. I was former Girl Guide here, former Girl Guide.
Oh, yeah,
People
you're right.
are psycho about those cookies.
You are right.
Legitimately, they would give us a case, and I'd be like, "This is the worst day of my life. I hate sales. I hate selling stuff. Please don't make me do this." And literally, you stand outside for like 2 hours, and you can clear cases and cases and cases. People love that.
I knew someone who was like obsessed. When it was the season, they would just go bonkers.
But
and,
I thought here in
bankrupt
Canada
themselves.
we had the inferior Girl Guide cookies. I thought it was the States where everyone went nuts for them.
So people like the mint ones. The mint ones are in the fall.
Right.
The mint ones are the ones people go absolutely nuts for.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah, the spring ones are like an Oreo kind of thing. There's half vanilla, half chocolate. Sorry, there's a row of vanilla and a row of chocolate.
Yeah.
And you show people that you have the spring ones in the spring. It's every spring they're the same cookies, and people get mad because they're not the mint ones. And you're like, I'm 11. I don't know why you're mad at me. Please just buy my cookies. Anyway, sorry, old trauma.
No, I mean, hey, sorry to bring it up. I didn't know I was triggering. Yeah.
Dumb question. Why isn't it just always mint?
I don't know. I think it's probably a manufacturing thing. It's easier to just pick one flavor and that's it.
Maybe they're creating demand by just keeping people waiting all year long.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The whole season.
I got a whole thing. I
The
have no idea.
Oreos make it even more great when you have the mint. I see what you're saying.
I guess. I've never had the mint. I don't like mint things. I've had the Oreo ones, and they just taste like Oreos, basically.
Basically.
Yeah. Actually, the vanilla ones are pretty good. The chocolate ones actually just taste a lot worse.
The mints
than
are
Oreos.
solid.
Yeah, but if you like mint, I bet they're great.
They're fine.
Moving on, no points on that one. Residents, as everyone knows, Donald Trump has sent the National Guard into Portland now, the latest city to receive National Guard because he says it's a war zone. Residents in Portland responded to this with a move straight out of a Portlandia sketch. What did they announce?
They put a bird on it? I mean, is that not... They put a bird on it. You said Portlandia, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean specifically a specific Portlandia sketch. I mean a very Portland thing.
Okay.
They just put a sign outside their city that said "Welcome to Dallas," just in the hopes that they would just bypass.
They Prague Springed it.
It's a real Bugs Bunny move. I like that. I was going to say they mounted a hacky sack offensive and a white dreadlocks barricade.
Wow.
You're in the world, my friend. You're in
no.
the world. Yeah. Well, like I said, just think of very Portland things.
Oh, God.
Does anyone have any guesses on the real answer?
A live performance of a version of Hamilton called Oregon that they did.
No, that's too cringe for the hipsters.
Even for Portland. Wow.
Because I would think of Portland as like, a little bit more like they would make fun of Hamilton. But anyways, they'd want an indie version of Hamilton about like, Dolly Madison or something. Yeah. Anyways, no, they announced an emergency naked bike ride to protest the troops. The naked bike, the annual Portland Naked Bike Ride event was created as a protest against oil, but now it is being used to say no to Trump. Because if there's one thing that defeats fascism, it's a bunch of dudes getting their balls and peens absolutely decimated by a fixed gear bike seat.
I mean, sometimes you hear a sentence for the first time ever. You don't know what to do with it,
I'm sorry, what was the thing about the bean again?
No, I say that a lot.
Oh, okay. Well, I hadn't heard it before.
Okay, fair.
All right. Well, we're batting over 2. That's no problem.
I just tuned out because I was literally thinking about the logistics of riding a bike naked. I'm oh yeah, that would be a problem.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would not be fun. I can't imagine.
Like,
I mean, maybe they tape
saddle.
some stuff or something. We don't need to get into that. Side saddle on a bike. What else?
Oh, that's so elegant. How do you even pedal?
I don't know, but I know you can't
One
pedal
leg really hard and then your handles have to
I
be
would
turned.
not be able to pedal regular.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's move.
Gotta get your hoop skirt out for that one.
I'm sure they have a system. I mean, they do.
They must.
So they have a
They
system.
must.
I assume it involves taping your junk up or something so they don't. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anywho, our next game is Complete the Headline. Oh, I'm going to read a headline, missing some words. You guys fill it in for me. Mr. Beast defends offering man $500,000 for a video in which he is forced to
Watch a season of Mr. Beast.
Stayed
out, Mr. Beast.
Got him.
500,000 wouldn't be worth that.
We're angry.
I mean, Mr. Beast game design. Did you have it? Sorry, did I cut you off? Okay,
No.
sorry. I just want to make sure.
No, go ahead.
It's not plow through with my dumb bullshit. I just want to make sure I'm being a good
please,
scene
please.
partner. Okay. His game design's so bad. It's either like he forced them to put a sock on that's a bit too big, or he forced them to get stung like on the urethra by 6 scorpions of escalating venomosity. Like there's no in between.
Yes.
It's either the word and they're both the word. None of them are fun to watch. They're both bad games. That was right? You're looking at me like, yes, that was right.
You're
a lot of nodding.
The
There was a lot of
venom
nodding.
is not far off in the sense that it's a very perilous activity.
I mean,
All I know is that making money off of Mr. Beast pranks is the fastest growing job category in America.
oh my god.
The only place people are making money
He's
anymore.
a job creator. That oh god, what's his name? What's
Jimmy
his,
something.
Jimmy Beast, Mr. Jamantha Beast. He's
Jamantha
great.
Beast is classic. Definitely. My favorite.
The real answer, Mr. Beast defends offering man $500,000 for a video in which he is forced to escape a burning building.
Oh my god.
Now, I do want to be clear. The man was a professional stuntman, and Mr. Beast put out a whole statement about all the safety protocols they had in place.
And in fairness, he's just a 27-year-old sociopath.
In fairness, this man is a serial killer who we are giving billions of dollars to in YouTube views. Eric, the contestant, takes on, this is just one, 7 depth traps, including getting shot out of a cannon into some fire, surviving mass explosions, escaping from what appears to be a mock-up of a small house that was going to explode. The guy didn't even get the full 500K. He only got 375 because I think the game was, and I'm not going to watch the video, but I think the game was he had to go around and collecting bags of money
Oh my God.
Jimbo.
while the house was on fire.
Jamantha, that's just nasty business. And then the Mr. Beast pranks you never hear about are the ones where it's like, I did 50 coin flips, and because you got heads 20 times, I'm going to give you $50,000.
Yeah, it's extreme low stakes to extreme high stakes.
Yes.
100%. It's
crazy.
Yeah. I mean, when Mr. Beast does absolutely kill someone, do you think they'll let him keep posting from prison? Or how's he going to keep the content machine a churning?
He's gonna buy
Sing
his.
Sing.
He's gonna buy his way out of prison,
Oh, yeah,
guys.
yeah, yeah.
Come on.
There's no justice in the world. And that's the end of our show. There's no justice in the world. See you next week.
Nailed it.
We have one more question. Zeros across the board, but this question, someone has to win because this is our rapid fire joke segment. I'm going to give you a prompt. You guys give me some jokes. My favorite joke wins. Here's your prompt. Vehicles registered to Doug Ford cabinet members were caught by speed cameras more than 20 times, which is probably why he wants to get rid of them. For a point, what is something a Doug Ford cabinet member would be in a rush to do?
Get bribed by a better spa company.
I mean, this is a crazy way to find out I'm a Doug Ford cabinet member. I have to say, it's shocking. I mean,
All 20 were you?
yeah, I was
Just
in a
going
hurry.
back and forth with the same camera.
It's still there.
Just doing laps.
Guys,
Who are you racing?
I was trying to defund a hospital. That's what I was on my way to take all the money away from a hospital and then perform the associated duties of the city of Toronto as a provincial worker. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I was doing. Yeah.
Were they in a rush to not finish the Eglinton Crosstown?
They were racing one of the trains that they've been
Yeah.
testing for a year and a half.
I'm amazed they go that fast.
Yeah, the trains go so fast. They can't stop, but they go
yeah.
so fast. Any other guesses or jokes, I should say?
Or were they racing to claim the doorbuster deal at Little Shovels RS? Maybe. They love a
Big
little
man,
shovel.
little shovel.
Love a little
Big man, little
shovel.
shovel. Big man, little
For
shovel.
all those projects that are definitely going to get completed.
Yes, they're making the Eglinton Crosstown with nothing but a little shovel.
a single little shovel.
They bought 12. They got a deal. Just buy 11, get the
it all
12
makes
for free.
The
sense.
doorbuster deal.
It all
yes.
comes together. It's like the end of The Usual Suspect. I'm like, that's what's taking so long.
Were they in a rush to do the Rob Ford Memorial 5th of Vodka drunk drive? That thing he used to do all the time that people don't talk about anymore? But
Yeah, because it wasn't as funny as the other stuff.
Jesus Christ.
The crack video and the Get Enough Teen at Home was way funnier, so we focused on that.
We focused on that. Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to declare that for the Crosstown one, I'm going to give Ian that point.
Fair.
No.
Fair. Earned.
Low
with
effort,
that-
just like the Crosstown.
And with that, you have won the approximately 10-minute long quiz. I know what you're going to plug, so I'll just say, check out thebeaverton.com. Nile Seguin, anything you want to let people know about?
Yes, my good news podcast, Total Annihilation. That's it.
Awesome. Megan.
So if you enjoyed this episode, I'm on Blue Sky at MMMEJN. My name is Megan MacKay. And then if you didn't like the Terry Fox stuff, my name's Luke Gordon-Field. You can also find me on Blue Sky.
No, you can't.
That's what you think. She made a burner account under your
I
name.
am following a Luke. I have to unfollow them. Yikes.
Well, yeah, maybe send that my way first if there's actually someone impersonating me on there before you unfollow. But that's be good to know. Let me know if they've like got pictures of my kids up there or something.
That would be crazy.
Christ.
If you want to post pictures of Luke's kids, let me know. I'll give you the handle. No, please
right.
don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
Do you have
Please don't do that.
plans,
Please don't. No, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Terry Fox, Canadian hero.
I feel like this
Please don't
episode
do
should have
it.
ended like a minute ago.
Let's wrap this up. I got nothing to plug other than I'll say, Jesus Christ, go see One Battle After Another. Holy fuck, is that a good movie? There's parts of it I absolutely hated, but then 90% of it I loved. And it deals with a lot of the same stuff we talk about in this podcast. And yeah, it is definitely worth checking out. So that's I have no affiliation with Paul Thomas Anderson, believe it or not. But that is my plug, which is go watch that very interesting movie. All right, talk to you next week. Bye.
The Beaverton Weekly Report is produced by Andrew Ivory in partnership with the From Superheroes Network. Visit FromSuperheroes.com to hear more great podcasts like this.